On January 31st, 2024, Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies arrested a woman for battery and disorderly conduct at Mitchell International Airport. This is a legal analysis of that arrest.
And she just attacked the lady in line.
Who did?
This lady right here to your left. Right here.
Hey, ma'am, come with me. Come with me. Give me your hands. Stop resisting. Hey, find out who it was.
Come on over. She just came in the line and knocked her over. Yeah.
Stop it.
Hey. We're just gonna step out. First of all, do you need a medical attention?
No.
Are you alright? Mm-hmm. So what happened?
She was just walking around pointing at me. Just me.
That's what
We're taking her back.
I know, that's what I'm trying to
Yeah, I was just standing in line, minding my business. She keeps walking around pointing at me and saying, "You," and comes up and just shoves me and smacks me.
Alright, I'm gonna ask you a very stupid question. I'm required by law to ask you this. Did you consent to her pushing?
No.
Okay. It's a legal question that I'm required to ask. And you said that you do not need medical attention?
No.
Did the shove cause any pain?
I was facing this way. She came up from behind me.
She shoved, and did she hit you, or just...
Straight on, pushed me and smacked me.
Where did she smack you? Just in the arm?
Yeah, I wasn't even looking at her.
Was it an open hand?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah.
Alright.
We're not going to do that.
We got a squad coming up right now. Stand up. Someone pat her down real quick.
Right. That guy's watching.
So what happened?
Activist.
You're an activist? That gives you a right to punch someone?
Can you spread your feet for me?
Can't hear you.
Spread your feet.
Alright, you're going to have a seat in the squad, man.
Step in. It's fine.
Multiple eyewitnesses identified the subject as the aggressor in real time. Under Terry v. Ohio, this established probable cause for a warrantless arrest, codified under Wisconsin statute section 968.07, before deputies made any physical contact. When the subject refused commands and resisted, deputies transitioned to soft, empty hand control. Under Graham versus Connor, 1989, force is evaluated against three factors: severity of the crime, immediate threat, and active resistance. All three weighed in the deputy's favor. The deputy's consent query to the victim was not procedural. Wisconsin statute section 940.19. Battery requires non-consent as a charging element. Documenting it on Bodycam created direct evidentiary support for prosecution. Wisconsin statute section 947.01. Disorderly conduct requires conduct tending to cause a public disturbance. Repeated threatening approaches followed by unprovoked physical contact in a crowded federal terminal satisfies every element. Resisting the arrest triggered a separate charge under Wisconsin statute section 946.41, a Class A misdemeanor. Non-compliance with a lawful command meets the threshold. No violence is required. 3-question booking, screening substances, self-harm, medical, falls under the routine booking exception in Berkemer v. McCarty, 1984. These are administrative, not interrogatory. Miranda was not triggered. Procedure was correct.
Anyone want to be a willing complainant and witness? Yeah, it just helps having extra witness statements of what happened.
Can we do it from online?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. Come here.
My name's Robert Rowland.
Yeah.
Today, I'm not coming back. So.
ID at all? It's easier to copy down. Because otherwise I'll stand here for 20 minutes saying, what was that? What was that?
Stupid. Oh, let me give you my business.
This is why I have this.
Yeah. But where did she come from, though?
Yeah, did you?
I thought she was talking. I thought she had a little apology, right? She started saying, "Hey, you, turn around." I was like,
I thought she was just gonna be like, "Hey, what's up?"
what I saw, officer, was this young lady in the blue sweatshirt.
All right.
Had like she was calling to someone, like she knew them, trying to get their attention. So we thought she was going to go there. I thought she was going to go get in line with them.
Okay.
No big deal. Came right through there. Went under the whatever the stupid thing is called.
One under the stanchion.
No, she passed right here.
All right. Oh, okay.
Right through there. And I thought she was just walking to talk to them because she was trying to get their attention. What it sounded like to me from standing here. And next thing I know, she attacked them.
Yeah, she pointing a finger at her and she's like, turn around.
And so,
Like she was trying to get someone that she thought someone she knew's attention, and then she goes, "Hey, student."
Where'd they come from? I'm going, damn, you know them? Personally?
Here, and then
Went right over, kind of tripped on that.
Trying to carry through a suitcase,
Went
and
to
all of a
hit
sudden
her
it got
with a bag
crazy.
or something.
All right.
And then she, after they separated and got them apart, she came over and said, I worked at the Department of Defense and security, and like wandering around up front and acting really crazy.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
All right, Summer, do you think there's anything happened that I didn't ask you about?
That was it.
I'm just going to run you through it just one last time, I promise.
Sure.
All right, so you're standing in line, minding your own business. She just starts pointing at you, and then, where were you in line?
Like right there.
Right where you are? So she went past everybody that else was in line? Okay.
And then
I mean, we're going to see on the footage because there's camera there,
the whole time.
there.
But she like walked around for a while. She like walked around for a while. I don't know why.
I can't answer that question. Sometimes there are people that just
like
kind
that.
of, unfortunately. I wish I had answers. I wish there was a better system than this. But unfortunately, this is what we have. So you're standing right there. She comes up, shoves you from behind, and just says, "You," and then she just walked away, or
Yeah, well, they kind of like got her like off of me, and then I think she walked that way, and then
Sit over there for a little bit until you guys.
and then kept like saying something, and I didn't really hear what she said, and then you guys came in shortly after.
Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Normally, if I had my squad, I would have like a form for you. It's called the Wisconsin Victims' Rights.
Sure.
This goes to court. You get somebody that's known as a victim witness advocate, someone you can talk to that can help explain the whole process. What's going to happen probably is that you're going to get a phone call in the next couple of days from a district attorney's office. He'll talk to you, ask you some questions. Then you don't really have to do anything or show up until way down the road.
Sure.
All right, so honestly, it's gonna be like a time like you're gonna forget that this kind of happened. Well, probably won't, but like it'll be so long that you're gonna be like, oh, that. That unfortunately, that's how slow everything is.
That's fine.
So, like I said, they'll contact you, and then the victim witness advocate will be the one kind of your go-between. They'll be able to answer any questions, explain the victim rights fund if there's like punitive damages or any injuries as a result of this. All right. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. Thank you.
She's got a ankle brace. Ankle. Oh my god! I cannot think of. Do you want to talk right now, or do you know what they're doing? I know you're not. That's a sign.
You have the.
I need to sit down.
You have the ankle bracelet. What other jewelry do you have, ma'am?
I think she has some rings.
2 rings.
You can sit down on the bench if you want. Mommy's talking if you need to sit. That's it. This is not jewelry. Oh yeah, we can.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah.
Little poppy there.
But we're putting it with all your property. I got it. You can put it on top of that thing.
This
is worth 5,000.
Well, let's keep them puppies on for now. And hey, you want to ask me these
This is from
questions?
Costa Rica. That is Sam. Oh, you know what? I'm wearing like, I don't know, $7,000 worth of jewelry.
I got to ask you 3 questions. Have you had any drugs or alcohol in the last 24 hours?
No, sir.
Do you have it or thoughts of hurting yourself?
No, sir.
Sick or injured in any way?
Are you sick or injured in any way?
No, sir.
Okay. You can just chill in here. We'll be right with you, okay?
Deputies B+. Probable cause was sound. Force was proportional. Victim rights advisement under Wisconsin statute section 950.04 was compliant. Deduction. No clear contact cover role division during the initial scene created brief disorganization. The subject D. Conduct met every element of battery and disorderly conduct. Resistance added a third chargeable offense, committing an unprovoked assault in a surveilled federal facility. With multiple witnesses present, reflects a complete failure of legal judgment. The victim, A-. Account was consistent, credible, and legally precise, establishing non-consent explicitly and describing the mechanics of contact. Deduction. Photographic documentation of the arm, even absent visible injury, would have strengthened the bodily harm element under section 940.19. 3 takeaways. 1. Non-consent is a charging element, not a background fact, documented explicitly on camera, in the report, from the victim's own words. 2. Resisting a lawful arrest, regardless of whether the underlying arrest is later challenged, creates independent criminal liability. The legal remedy is counsel, not resistance. 3. Venue is legally material. Federal transportation facilities carry heightened prosecutorial and sentencing consequences. Location is never neutral. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like for us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out Street Bodycam for more police interaction and courtroom content.